this kind especially is it was kind of a mainstay, you know, for people's for preserving. And so they, but since they wouldn't grow anywhere else, you know, everybody would save their own seed.
Right.
Every family saved their own bean seed. These actually come from Doyce Chambers, who's a farmer right up here, and he's passed on now, but he grew Greasy beans for years and years, and we got some seed from him. Of course, he had to get them from somewhere. I don't know, but they've been around a long time.
So there's a short bean and a long bean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a short Greasy. It's called a Greasy cut short. It's not, you'd think it'd be short cut, but it's cut short.
Short.
But this is a long Greasy. They're a family heirloom. But you don't, you got to string and break. I'll show you how to do this. String them, and then just break them. And you gotta cook them longer than you do. That's I'm telling you the traditional way. My mother fixed them, or my grandmother really. She fixed them more than anybody. Even she'd cook them a half a day with a big piece of fat back meat in them. And I know these modern people they kind of shun away from fat back, but it's what makes the beans good. And you can, and they're better the second left over. Except the second day you put them in the refrigerator. I've took them out of the refrigerator and eat a bowl of cold greasy beans. I don't even heat them up. But greasy beans, a big cake of cornbread, and an onion. It's a meal.
That sounds delicious. So cook them half a day with some bacon or fat back.
Be good to cook them in the crock pot because yeah, they're. I mean, of course, my granny she didn't have a crock pot, but she cook them on a stove, just simmer them, you know, for about all day, and they get in that flavor of the fat back. You can use bacon too, but yeah.
So what's the difference between these and a normal green bean?
Well, there's about 600 different varieties of beans, and I always, you know, like I was telling you before, I can tell about where somebody's from, the kind of beans they want. Because people north of here, they like the stringless snap beans, you know, that just, there's one even called a lazy wife bean. It's the name of it. I didn't name it that, but but it's you know you just all you got to do is break them. You don't have to have the strings on them.
Gotcha.
But, and then you get on south of here, why people like butter beans and lima beans and purple hull peas and all kind of stuff like that, which I like them too. But right here, western North Carolina, parts of East Tennessee, Virginia, a little bit of South Carolina. It's funny how when you get a little bit south, you don't have to get far south. I guess they don't grow good in hot and
warm weather.
But yeah, there's all kind of ways to preserve them. Crossed through there and nothing but greasy beans one time. I had 86 rows. 2 or 3 years I did like that, and then I got to kind of dwindling off because other people got to growing them. And but for a long time at the Asheville Farmers Market, just me and about 1 or 2 other farmers were the only ones growing them. And I mean, you couldn't. I've had guys, the coats who've been over there at the farmers market for a long time, they used to meet us out at Candler and pick up the beans. They say, if you come to Candler, we'll meet you because we don't want you coming in the markets. Somebody else will be wanting to grab them. So that's how sought after they were.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's not hardly that way anymore. The downside to these beans, as far as selling them and marketing them goes, when they get pretty full, they don't stay green long. They start turning yellow, and you got a kind of a little short window there to where they really look like a green bean.
You know, about the shelf life after picking them, or when they're on the vine?
You know, after you pick them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to move them quick.
You got to move them pretty quick. Yeah.